Welcome everybody to the RaidCall EMS 1 Fall Land Finals. I'm Toby1.
And I'm Milk.
And we are here for the picks and bans. And it's not the biggest game too. It's Vici Gaming going up against Navi, so shed a tear, peoples. It's time to watch some good Dota. It's going to be some good fun, man. It's going to be some good fun.
This is probably one of the most premier games we're going to see at this event. I don't want to knock on any team or anything, but Navi coming off a win at DreamHack 3-0 against Fnatic in the final. On the other hand, Vici Gaming, the most dominant Chinese team right now, they won Cena Cup. They qualified for D2L playoffs in Las Vegas just before, both of these things happening just before getting on a plane to EMS. So they are on top of their game. They, I don't feel like they played a complete stomp against AA in their first game. It wasn't at all as convincing as I feel Navi did against Sigma. On the other hand, though, they did finish it a lot faster, and they just executed their strategy. And this is, if there's one thing China is, it's very disciplined and very reliable in the way they execute their strategies. And Vici Gaming definitely did just that.
Yeah. Man, it's a wonderful sight to watch, and it really is a privilege for everyone who is tuning in right now. I'm so glad these guys managed to sort out their visas in such an insanely short amount of time. Considering that we had issues with Team Empire, we had issues with DK, and these guys are like, okay, can you come? Not a problem. 2 days later, we're here.
Yeah, mad props to the boss of Vici Gaming for making that happen.
Obviously, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
Running China.
Wonderful. Maybe he should organize all tournaments and visas from China from now on.
That would be sweet.
That would be amazing. All right, so we have the ET as well as the Venom band coming out here from VG. It's so, these bands are so directed towards the teams, aren't they? Like, everything. You check out the Alchemist and the Bristleback. It's like VG written all over it.
I mean, by this point, I'm so known for calling out players and stuff they tell me personally, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I was talking to Poppy last night, and he was
name drop.
I'm not entirely convinced that I'm going to ban out the Bristleback, and I was like, dude, they're so good with Bristleback. And now he's banning out the Bristleback, so I'm just...
But there's other ways to go about this. Like, Puppy, now we're going to go with the Wisp pickup again here from
interesting.
Puppy.
What I want to say, though, it's so obvious what kind of game plan that Navi needs to run here. They got to do what they always do when they want to beat China, and this is a best-of-1 game. So it's so very obvious. Just say it, Toby. Just... Then the pots.
I would love to believe...
There's a reason that during all of TI2, the only thing that the Chinese teams cared about was banning out the Pudge against Navi, and they still made it to the finals.
It doesn't work that way, though, with the way that Navi's running this. Like,
I know,
with
but
the Wisp, the Pudge won't work. Like, not as anywhere as effective as they want it. Because the way that Navi always run their Pudge strat is a high level of push power, and then having the Pudge that breaks the lines. And that's what China never really worked against. Like, they couldn't understand how such a hero was played or was used to such a hero being played because no one ever plays it in China. But when was the last time you went and said, that Chinese team, they always play Pudge?
Yeah, I can't remember, but Navi doesn't necessarily pick pushing heroes. They just push with heroes. They just make it work. And like, if you hook out a target and you're playing 4 versus 5 the rest of the fight, that's pretty efficient in pushing.
Yeah. But you see what Puppy bans out next.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's obviously not going to happen. But
yeah. And with the clock and the Visage, doesn't this look rather familiar?
It does.
It really, really does. Like
from both sides.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything is just so comfortable for them. The question is, of course, though, is if Puppy wants to go down the lines of the Razor. With the OD being banned out, not really as essential anymore. Like, Weaver is now, again, the 4th ban coming out. So you remove out the later portion of the game, one hero which Sylar loves to play.
But Razor's good against a lot of these heroes that Vici Gaming likes to play. Like, it's good against Dragonite. It's good against Lifestealer. It's good against...
You just need to see those heroes first. And you know Vici Gaming aren't going to, ban out the Razor as they have a lot of ban.
Well, they most likely watched the game against Sigma.
Yeah, but I still think Vici Gaming would look at that and say, okay, it's still a rather situational style pick. Like, it's not something that you can ban out against. So yeah, they ban out against something which is a little bit more core. Maybe they take out the puck of Dendi.
It's interesting because there's the Dragonite. So maybe they didn't watch the game because what we saw from Navi when they played Sigma was these 2 exact pickups from the get-go. And then they did have the pucks.
It's a decision, though. Like, just because you see them draft it, you're like, well, okay, we still want to ban out heroes which we know you're good at.
Definitely.
But we know we can deal with the Wisp, or we can deal with the Crystal Maiden. Because you got a DK, which is really tanky. You got a Visage, which is really tanky. You got a Clockwork, which is really difficult to initiate on, especially when the cogs come up. You could end up splitting your entire fight with one Wisp ulti in.
I'm just sitting here thinking, if you know you're going to go for Dragon Knight, and you know the enemy just played a TA with these 2 exact picks early on, and you know you're getting a Visits and a Clockwork that isn't necessarily too good against a TA, why wouldn't you ban out the
TA instead of the puck?
That's just the feeling I'm left with. Obviously, they also played the puck by Phonic in that game, so a good ban still, because it could work in either the hands of Phonic or just Dendy on the middle lane.
Well, Puppy, the choice is his right now. How do we proceed from here? We've got 2 supports, and we don't really have any kind of concept of the way he wishes to approach this. Because
have we ever seen Na'Vi run a Tiny? Ever?
Once.
Yeah?
That I remember, and that was recently.
Really?
Yeah. That was... I can't remember the exact game. All I remember
I'd
is
love
it
for
happened.
them to take a page out of the Fnatic playbook and just...
It's a good way to run him, man. It's a good hero to run. You bring down towers very, very quickly. The only question is going to be if you actually have enough pushing power when you need it. Because you're still going up against a DK, which is going to be like pushing down your tier 1 tower at level 6. You're going to have a Visage when he is level 6, going to make it really difficult to get into a good position. And then you got Clockwork at level 6 will be ganking you up. And this could really stall you up before you do reach your Aghanim Scepter. And we're going to go with the Gyro pickup again. So Na'Vi go with, again, what is comfortable for them. And I believe you now have some stats.
Well, Gyrocopter is played 13 times by Na'Vi in patch 6.79.
Yep.
And they've won 9 times with them, lost 4. This is, of course, thanks to stats woman Zoe again. Always ready with the stats.
Her cheat sheets.
What they should have gone for, I feel, would have been the Lifestealer. It's fairly good against the Dragon Knight, and they have a better record with it, being 13-4.
I kind of want to go with something that that Loda and I were talking about before when we saw a draft very similar to this up against the DK, where it's like, well, where's our Ursa? Where's our Bears?
Yeah.
It's a hero which, of course, does like to play. The only difference in what we were talking about in that game was the fact that Na'Vi was playing on the Dire side and not the Radiant side.
Right.
So they had a quick access into the Roshan pit. But again, in that game, like, would have been easy to choose anything, but yeah, they went for like the pucks, the TAs, and then the Razor.
But there's actually a decent amount of heroes that combos very well with Wisp.
Yeah. And there's no reason, too, why... Like, you can be looking at dual lanes right now. There's no reason why Denny can't play a hero which couples with a Wisp.
Oh, yeah,
There's no reason. Like, this Gyro can still be Havorce up on the top, down on the bottom lane. Crystal Maiden can just babysit him, either pulling in the jungle or just keeping that Clockwork away from the lane. Then Wisp can couple up, and then you just give Phonic a nice maneuverable hero. We still haven't seen Bounty Hunter this entire competition. You could try and run the Prophet on the off lane, even though I'm not a massive fan of seeing him when you've also got a Clockwork on the field, because it's just probably going to end in a large amount of tears. Because you're going to get hooked at the second you think you're out. Yeah. But ROTK, like, how does he approach this? Like, he needs another core right now. Someone that can tank up. Does he try and go for that lone druid again for Sylar? Or do we just say, let's go for a different kind of style? We need an escape mechanism kind of guy, someone that can break free the Crystal Maiden. The lifesteal, like you said, the Frostbite has no effect on him as long as he, like, no, it has no effect. He just rages out. He's fine.
I think he's going to pick up the... I think I'm just going to be quiet before I...
A Clinks.
That's an interesting pickup. I haven't seen them play with this hero, and I don't think Na'Vi was in a position where they were feeling comfortable with Phonic on the Clinks right now because of that Gyrocopter pickup. Again, had they gone for the Lifestealer, Clinks would have been an obvious pickup for Vici Gaming, knowing that if Revost has the Lifestealer, then there's a high probability of Phonic playing the Clinks.
Yep. It's quite true, man. It's quite true. But right now, we got I assume to be Sylar taking up that role as the Clinks, and he's got 2 very squishy targets on the field. That Wisp and Crystal Maiden, if he gets a quick Orchid and gets a space for it...
extremely hard to gank for a Wisp.
Yeah. I was like, what are you supposed to do? You come in with dust, but by the time you basically popped off the dust,
yeah,
Clinks is halfway away.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Puppy basically needs... Like, he almost needs to run an aggressive tri-lane here. Here's the Prophet. I would not be surprised if Crystal Maiden, Wisp, and Gyro all head up top right now. Like, I don't know what the other support's going to be here from VC Gaming. If it's a really good laning support,
It's very
they might
likely.
be in a lot of trouble. But if you run the Prophet on the bottom lane, and then just get now like a nice dandy hero that can gank up in Viz-style units, like, I don't know what you'd try and run. So I thought the Bounty Hunter would be a nice selection up against the Clinks. And then just like ban out something like the LOA, so you don't have like your track removed every like 5 or so seconds.
Oh, there's no way they're going Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, but I thought like at the start maybe it would have been an option
Oh,
for
okay,
him.
yeah.
Because they still need, like, the whole thing which makes a Wisp work is vision. Without the vision, you don't know where you're going to ulti into. So either you have an invis hero like a Bounty Hunter to do the job, or you have some very aggressive people that like to throw out wards.
We've seen a lot of OTS banned out now. I think Wind Ranger would be the obvious pickup for Na'Vi right now. It also it synergizes well with Nature's Prophet because of that Sprout for the shackle shot, something I've always loved, something that's I feel you often overlook the fact that those two heroes actually have a lot of synergy in their spells, even if it's a smaller thing.
Rubik is going to be the last ban out right now. I'm interested to see what they thought that was going to be.
I mean, Storm Spirit is probably the most of. They have a 90% win rate with Storm Spirit in this patch. So
We're talking about Na'Vi right
yeah,
now.
Na'Vi.
See, I don't know if Storm Spirit up against DK, like, I wouldn't mind that, but I wouldn't see Storm Spirit winning that lane with a kill.
On the other hand, Storm Spirit is really good to initiate on the Clinks with, because he can get in on him before he gets to Windwalk away and just bang off the dust. And that's really the only way they have of catching him with this lineup until they get a Scythe of Vice up on the Prophet.
Nyx Assassin, first time featuring here.
Interesting. It's a lot harder to play now that you actually have to skill shot his stun.
Yeah. It's. I'm assuming like VG are very much aware of this.
I think Fenrir is gonna play the Nyx Assassin. Of course, FY is super talented, so either of them could take up like both those heroes. But we've seen Fenrir play a lot of less rack in the past, and he's been on the money with those skill shots. Interesting pickup. Navi's been playing Bat Rider 7 times in this patch, and they've only won 3 of those games.
Yeah.
Whereas with the Wind Ranger, they would be sitting on a comfortable almost 70% win rate. And as I was saying with Storm Spirit, they had a 90% win rate, so that would have been 2 solid pickups according to the stats.
Yeah. But according to Puppy's mind, the Bat Rider fits in a little bit nicer here.
And that's really all that matters.
Yeah. As far as the lanes go too, like, you've got so many other different options now too. Like, it is deadly on the Bat Rider, but if this is Crystal Maiden stacking inside the jungle or so on and so forth, it's just quick burst farm, nice initiation way, and that's something which Na'Vi was missing. They were missing a straight jump in, apart from just like the Wisp coming in, which is okay, but he doesn't have a combo hero to go with. There is no like jump in stunner thing.
Nyx Assassin and not Fenrir. So Fenrir on the Visage, and of course, Road of the King on the Clockwork.
Looks like we'll have just a quick moment.
Do I have direct vision to ROTK? I would love to see him just sit and shout. I think I do.
I have direct vision of Horse, Kuro, and Puppy, but I can't see Dendy and Funnick.
That's a handsome sight.
And again with like Kuro's little beanie kind of thing. He's basically lost all of his little. He's lost his hair. Anyway.
Looks like an inmate.
Calling him a criminal?
No. Maybe he's falsely imprisoned.
Maybe. Well, off we go. Na'Vi versus VC Gaming. It is a best-of-1 matchup. A best-of-1 matchup. The winner of this will advance themselves through in the #1 position out of Group A. And they will play up against, well, the Alliance of all people. They'll play up against. That's the winner of this game. The loser of this game will then have to play up against Sigma and run the risk of being knocked out. But the winner of that game up against
Dendy
Sigma.
actually giving a shout out to Alliance on the minimap.
Yes.
Drawing the little.
Feel the love in the air, people. Feel the love in the air. Right now, there's not much love from VG. They're only looking for a kill. They're putting aggressive observer wards down. Interesting to note the spot 2 of the ward. Like, it's not in our little, like, nice little bush thing here, which blocks up both the spawns. It's definitely having a look around to see who they can really catch out of position or give an early warning system. As we just have a DC out for the Nature's Prophet. He's still back at base right now. He put up all of his items, boots and all. So it looks like he is going to be trying to do this this safe lane boots profit, and looks like I was 100% right on my lanes. Dendy in the mid, triple lane on top.
And the good part about going these straight boots on the Prophet, even if you're in the safe lane, is once you get those face boots up and running, which is essentially all you need for him to be super lethal around the map within the first 10 minutes, it's so much easier to actually dominate your lane as well. So it's by no means a bad starting item. Plus, if he do end up against a tri-lane, he has an easy time running away from them.
Well, here's our movement. So Vici will send their 3 heroes top lane.
Can I just throw a quick shout out to Phoenix Prophet and his cosmetics? I've never seen them before. I'm a big fan of Furion.
It's the
myself.
bird stoned.
What a beautiful guy.
It's a shame I can't use the wonderful camera on it and get a nice, like I can do this, but this is as close as I can get it.
Very fashionable.
Yeah. Stylish.
Yes.
I've always just got a DD rune. That blue glow, ultimate style.
Got a few pauses coming out. Please don't let this be...
No, don't even mention it.
No.
Don't even mention it, man.
Mention what?
Always look on the bright side of life.
You want to sing it?
No.
No.
No. It's like, you remember what Monty Python boys always say?
Yeah.
No one expects a Spanish Inquisition. That's what they always say.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I got that on my mind.
Really?
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
It'd be worse if you know what movie that came from.
I do? No.
Name?
I can't remember. It's the one about...
Gwyneth Paltrow?
No.
In that case, you don't know?
It's like the one from where he's Jesus of Nazareth.
No, that's always look on the bright side of life.
Yeah.
But my quote came from was actually something completely different.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the original.
No.
Huh.
It was where Monty Python was actually referenced. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, see, curveball quote.
So I watch
curveball quote.
I watch good movies and you watch Gwyneth Paltrow movies.
That's
one way of looking at it.
That's one way to get a lot of haters, man.
It's the right way of looking at it.
Well, that's the Danish way of looking at it.
Yeah, that too. Well, Danish way, right way.
They are different peoples.
Tomato, potato.
Let's get ourselves going, people. So we'll have the DD Havost on top lane with Poppy and Kuro. And this creep wave's already a fair way back. Sala doesn't want to get anywhere near this right now. At the same time, Havost would like to get some last hits. He actually gave up his last hit in order to get a denial just then. Small little thing. But it looks like he wants to make sure this entire creep wave gets denied. The Puppy and Kuro are having a bit of a wander around. I think it looks like, well, they already put an observer ward down, but it didn't block the camp. So it's just a little bit too far off to the side. Kuro's already managed to be spotted out by both Sylar as well as Fenrir. But at the same time, a force pushes the creep wave up into the tower because the first single pull already happened here from VG. And this is a rather interesting position they put themselves in because now the creep wave is going to push back out to the tier 1 tower.
Super's going to have such a hard time on the middle lane. Yeah. He's already used his first Breath of Fire.
Wow, he's down to... Okay, he's got the bottle.
Yeah, he's getting that bottle in right now.
He's fine now.
Still not a super fun matchup for him to be against with Sticky Napalm being maxed.
Yeah. The question will be is how many runes is he able to get?
Well, none if played right.
True. But that means they've also got to rotate one of the supports off the top lane if they're going to play it right. So either Kuro or Poppy has to move down the lane.
We see Phonic already going for that bottom rune, securing that there's no way Dragon Knight is going to go down there, and then they can easily secure the top rune.
Yeah.
And even if Super starts racing Dendy for it, it's just like 2 napalms and he's going to be stuck. Regen rune on Phonic is instantly going to spawn some more Treants.
Nah, he's looking really good. There's that pullover from VG, so this is the reason why they're happy having that lane pushed out a little bit further. Dendy, he's been so aggressive here in the middle lane.
And there was a pull on the top lane for the big camp from VG Gaming side of thing, and Poppy actually came in with the Crystal Nova and managed to get off 2 red HP creeps.
Not too bad for a steal. And of course he takes off the experience of all the other ones anyway, so...
Exactly, so this is really good for Na'Vi.
Yeah. Well, Phonic is on his way to phase boots. I love watching him. It's like watching Quoitva play his Nature's Prophet on either a safe lane or an off lane. Doesn't really matter. Like the trees just make sure you beat down your opponent. And once you get your phase boots up and running as well, you can basically finish the job with a chance of getting a kill.
Yeah, The thing is, though, RTK has his bottle now. He's still sitting on a flash that he's going to heal up with now. Or soon.
Should soon, yeah. Taking a little bit more damage.
Yeah, and then he's actually going to be able to force Phonic out of the lane because Phonic has to TP home and heal once those rocket spams start occurring. And I think he's going to max Rocket Flare. It wouldn't surprise me.
He's got 2 points up in it right now, so yeah, I'll probably be with you on that one. Just try and force him out of the lane. It's the downside about having phase boots. But at the same time, we got anything on the courier. It's just Denny's bottle coming up. I thought for a moment maybe you might send it over towards the bottom lane, as in like with a salve or something.
Yeah. They probably estimated that Super needed the bottle a lot more than RTK does right now.
Yeah.
Let's see. No.
At least Silas now managed to find some CS. I say some. He's actually up to the second position now. 15-1 up against a 13-5 on this top lane.
There's no way you can keep this guy from farming.
No. One, because the Siler, and two, because he's got Searing Arrows. And the two combined together is a scary thought.
Yeah.
Super and Denny running for the 4-minute rune. DK's going to stun him up, and then, well, it's all for nothing now. That Napalm's going to stay with him, so Dendy looks for a third Napalm. Super's really slowing down now, but Dendy, he's only got one Napalm left up his sleeve. So he's, okay, now it's gone. 4 Napalm stacks. Oh, wow, has he got enough damage? He needs one more hit after that. Doesn't have it. We're scared of the rockets. The Whisperits are coming in. FY, he came in to help right now. If those Whisperits hit correctly, one and the second, in fact, hits on Super. And Kuro, he's in range of the tower. The Frostbite, he's a little bit further away. Kuro's going to go down here. The Breathe Fire will miss. But Super, he'll get picked off by Puppey. So it's a 1-1 trade, but the first blood is, in fact, awarded to the DK, even though the tower is the one that did the damage.
And there's a bit of shouting coming out over from the Vici Gaming camp.
I got a funny feeling he's not happy with a straight-up trade.
When I say a little shouting, I was probably greatly...
It might also be the dynamics here in the studio. We could probably do our little crossover with audio to them during the next fight.
Yeah,
I'd like to hear that. Even if we can't understand it, will be great.
Well, I'm fluent in Chinese personally.
Oh, but middle lane, they're looking for Dendy. But Super can't get the perfect opening for it. While on bottom lane, Funnick is having a crack at ROTK, but ROTK with a DD rune, he's trying to catch up to Funnick, but Funnick, oh, the hook shot, he got him! Funnick was trying to sidestep him up and now body blocking him up with the creeps, but ROTK moving wonderfully with that clockwork on the bottom lane.
A bit of a battle roar coming out of him to celebrate that kill with. What a player.
There's movement coming in towards middle lane again. This time it's also support coming in from Na'Vi, but with the stun, the mana burn, and the breathe fire. VG are just nuking them down. All spirits will hit Super, but in Prophet, oh wow, he locks himself in Funnick with Super. FY, he's got himself a stun available right now. If he wants to try and turn, he does so on both Funnick as well as Puppey, and you can hear him. They want to call and go in. The rocket from Clockwork from ROTK gets the kill. They need another stun right now, but FY, no mana left and no life points left either, but they get another one. Puppey in the corner, locked in. There's another TP. He cuts his way to safety. The Creeper's right behind him. He's on 2 HP he drops down to, while Dendy is now chasing down the Visage. 2 Napalm stacks there. Super still with a stun. ROTK in Vici. Now comes up with a battery assault. Denny too far out, and now he's going to go down as well. VG are looking absolutely amazing right now. We'll jump to their team radio during the next fight. I know about producers like, let's go to the team radio right now. But I'd love to hear them during the fight. I wonder if they'll be ready on the Switch.
That's very impressive from Vici Gaming, how they kept on turning these fights around. And then Dendy probably overstaying his welcome. He didn't see ROTK pick up the Invis room, so he didn't actually know what he was running into. And I got to tip my hat to Poppy, who got out of that one on 5 HP. He ate his way through the trees and barely escaped, even just the wrath of the creeps.
Man, how much do they want to like kill off a Vorst right now? Like, you can hear it from this side. I don't even in a fight. This is just like talking about lanes, this lineup. And I think now's the time. Let's jump ourselves over to the chat, because I'm pretty sure this movement up towards the top lane is going to come to something. Looks like our chat link's not working quite right, because they're most definitely talking. Here's the move now coming in. Super into dragon form, try and chase down Dendy for the moment. And they're looking a little bit further up. RTK looking for the hook shot. And Puppey, well, RTK, you know he wants to hold this one up right now. And he's right behind him. Maybe there's the tether in. Slows down RTK, but now he lets off the hook shot. Holding Puppey in position. Now moving up a little bit further up to Kuro. Pushing him back up with the cogs. He's trying to go around and back into Avos where the corner's in a great position. RTK is going to lose his life right now. Avos, he's still got the flat cannon available. There's no point. There's only one target here. And Avos will pick up a double kill. 20 life points, 7 life points he drops down to. The poison is what was ticking him down just then. But he'll survive and go 8-4.
Great turnaround from Na'Vi. And we saw Sylar actually on the move trying to help them out, but a bit too late. He has that Hand of Midas up and running now, though. And doing all of this, FY is just getting his levels on the bottom lane. He's level 6 now. He's trying to get those Arcane Boots up and running. He's basically got them within the next creep kill. He's actually just going to... No, he's going to go for that one creep kill and then probably start ganging with that when that's up and running.
Well,
one thing I noticed in that fight, though, is how good Vici Gaming is at saving their spells. They didn't waste any spells. You saw DK, he could have easily stunned out the Wisp just to keep him in place, but instead he was just containing his spells and his mana.
It's just patience.
Exactly, and just knowing this guy is dead, we don't need to, if anyone else comes in, I'll have a stun ready.
Yeah. We're moving up towards that tier 1 tower in the top lane. Avos as well as Kuro going to be the ones on the defense duty and using the cooldown even to just push back the VG boys. While Dendy here in the middle lane, he's going to be so concerned about RTK. Look at him, he just moves over towards the side, thinking maybe I can find an angle that way. But then back down towards the bottom lane. What's coming in right now? It's Smoke and Clarity. So he'll pop the Clarity and then he can pop the Smoke.
I think they want to kill off Funnick now.
Well, he's the next big target. Funnick is the man who got phase boost and now is trying to go into a Hand of Midas on him, which is what we've seen time and time again from Funnick. Like, it's just, like, we also saw it out from, okay, Vendetta, attack once, look for the bonus stun right now, hook shot, whoa, RTK for the first time off target, but they'll still get the kill over here on Funnick.
FI just great patience in cancelling his spell constantly. We were talking about earlier how Impale is now a skill shot. And he was just he was constantly cancelling the animation of knowing he was going to be off target. And when RTK then failed his hook shot, FY was there to clean up.
And I kind of feel like I'm watching a Counter-Strike game with how loud they're being over on the other side. I don't know if it's just our microphones which are hearing it a little bit louder in our ears.
I think it's beautiful to listen to, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's poetry, but it's most definitely fun to listen to. Watching towards the middle lane with a DD rune up on Super. No one wants to come in close. Denny was considering a denial, but with 59 damage, he's got very little chance of being successful. Prophet now thinking about TPing up towards the top lane. In fact, he does do so. Pops the dust to start with, which already slowed down Sylar because he went in business before it, and that means Klinks is going to go down. RTK and the Familiars are already moving up towards the top, and look at the TP support that came in. Funky's too far up. The Dragon Tail is going to reach him. The Tether comes in too. Puppey, Frostbite, holding the DK back. Dragon Form is about to wear off, but not before he gets the kill on Nature's Prophet. And RTK said he was moving up with the Familiars, and they combines up perfectly with them to snipe off the retreating Puppey. And this now be the tier 1 tower gone too.
And orders is just being shouted out from RTK rapidly right now. It's just so many things being shouted. I have no idea what's going on, but it sounds good.
I think the audio guy also has like Navi's team level on halfway, so I hope he's tuning in right now and listening. And just turns that off for a moment. I hear Puppey in my ear giving me advice. Well, not me directly. What we got coming in towards middle lane, so, okay. Shadowblade time for the DK. Not fully yet. He's on the way to it. But already having the amulet. And the mech now just a recipe away for the clockwork too. And we're going to have a smoke movement. We've got everybody grouped up together right now. And the courier. It's got an empty bottle on it. But FY, he's got what they need. And we're going to go for a run. And already Sylar's on the hunt. No Orchid available, but they definitely want to try and add some pressure. More than likely, they're looking at the bottom lane and the tower down there.
It feels like a lot more, but we're only 12 minutes into the game right now. Oh, does Vici see it?
Yeah, but they saw Puppey's attack, so they're going to move over. There's the rockets. They definitely see Puppey, and with a Grave Chill, Battery Assault, and also the attempted stun through the tree line there by FY, which was also perfectly on target. It just came a little bit late. Crystal Maiden was already killed off by the Visage.
It's not exactly what you a spot you expect to get ganged in.
Yeah, but all these spots, like, yes, you may not be expected to be ganked there, but like, look where Funnick is hiding on the bottom lane. He's expecting to be perfectly ganked on that bottom lane.
He's been sitting on the same goal for the past 5 minutes as well.
Yeah. What was he going to do?
Wisp TPing in on the middle lane. RTK caught out alone.
That's a good time as well for Prophet to bail out. And they could look for a tower trade now.
It's a bit weird for the Vici captain to be there when the rest of his team is on the bottom lane.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of overconfidence coming out.
Yeah, definitely.
But they did say they prepared to fight up against Na'Vi. I'm not going to say intentional feeding in the middle lane. But as far as this game goes, they probably have a lot of confidence coming into this, saying we're a lot more prepared for this game than we were for the others. Oh, Funnick lets off the dust. There was observer wards in the neighborhood, so he just had a bit of a guess right there, thinking he was being chased by the Knicks. And he was right.
There's this Midas up on Hovost, so Na'Vi is definitely still farming. There's a blink dagger on Dendi, which is essentially all he needs to be a threat to the Vici gaming lineup. But the way Vici is playing right now, they're mostly running together. Even Sylar is helping the team out. But as I say that, he's behind enemy lines, just farming their jungle.
72 for 4. How's he looking as far as net worth? In fact, the top 3 net worths all belong to VG. And we're about to see a bit more of a problem come the way of Na'Vi. He did that. He moved out just a little bit too far. And now, sorry, Funnick, this is not going to be a happy end for you. The Searing Arrows, not enough damage.
They needed FY to follow up on that as well.
They needed his stun, but the Vendetta was still on cooldown for another, there's still another cooldown for another 5 seconds.
Super has a Shadow Blade up and running on the Dragon Knight though, so they have a lot of ways of initiating and ganking this Na'Vi lineup.
Yeah. But then he also has a Blink Dagger as well.
They need to do it together. They need to outnumber Na'Vi, and as long as there's a Wisp in the lineup, if they keep on ganging 2-man...
RTK, whoa! Denny blinked out to him, and he actually hookshots himself into the creep wave after Denny did the initial blink. He's holding Visage in position, but Visage with the familiar drop downs and the Solar Subject is too much. At DK, we have ourselves a Flame Dragon right now in the middle, and the splash damage just going with a double kill. But it's FY, the Nyx Assassin, that picks it up. They need themselves a little bit more damage, and Silas just going to catch up to him, and then 2 Searing Arrows, 1 and 2. There we go. 4 for the price of 2. And that DK is getting so big.
A beautiful impale coming out from FY, from the back of Na'Vi, catching out 3 of them. And as you were saying, Super could just stand there and splash away on them.
Didn't even realize he managed to crack level 11 already, but with still the poison, the TP on the bottom lane is cancelled. They'll use the fortification. Same time as Sylar ended up using that strafe of his. But if Super can clean up this creep wave, they can probably bring this tower down to some really decent low life points. But they're not going to tank it up. They're going to back up a little bit more. Super's happy. He's got his Shadow Blade and he's starting on a BKB. And they're already thinking about maybe the big man.
FY soon have a Blink Dagger. Sylar is getting closer to the Orchid. Not really as close as I would expect him to be. But he's getting there. There's a medallion up on the Visits, and you know what that means.
That means a lot of dead people. That's what it really means, man.
Oh, I just meant Roche.
Yeah, it could be that. All I'm thinking right now is how many people have armor on the Na'Vi lineup when the fight's going to begin. Probably very minimal people. And now with Clinks, he can finish up almost his second Oblivion stuff. Still not at the full Orchid just yet, even with he's got 1-1, so it's not really that surprising. The most amount of kills go the way of the clockwork, a 5-3-7 over on ROTK. He's having a great old time this game with a mech and 5 earned charges, full bottle charges as well, 6-1 charges up his sleeve. This guy never has to go home.
And Na'Vi is sort of in a loss for a game plan right now. They don't really know what to do. They gathered 4 people up on top. It's backed off as soon as they got there, basically.
It does kind of look like they're losing their focus on exactly what's the game plan.
But what is the game plan? What are you going to do? Right now, Vici Gaming just have so
really
much map control. They have the better ganking lineup. Well, as I said, there's a Wisp and a Bat Rider and a Furion on the Na'Vi lineup. But with the item advantage that Vici Gaming has right now, it's too much for Na'Vi to actually handle. And some of these heroes are so tanky as well. It's very hard to take down a DK fast enough. It's hard to take down a Clockwork that has mechanism.
Oh, Funnick. Oh, Funnick. To stun him into Dragon form. Saving the breathe fire. Whoops! Dragon got himself in the way of the hook shot, but still the result's the same. Then he's going to Firefly and run himself away from this one, but then in comes the Nyx Assassin. He pops the Spike Carapace so he can get the initial stun out, and Dendi So 2 calls on the sideline right now for Na'Vi. And Vici are moving so well across this map.
Definitely. This is one of the reasons Nyx is so very good against the Bat Rider, because you just run into
the Firefly.
Exactly.
With Spy Carapace. He didn't even attack with the Vendetta. He could have attacked with the Vendetta, but he wanted to ensure the stun any way he possibly could.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. And now VG, they've still got Dragon Form for a little bit longer, so maybe they get 1 attack uphill. No, they're going to rotate tier 2 tower top.
Sylar has that Orchid flying in now.
So it is up.
They have everything they need, even to just finish this game off, because there's no real item progression on the Na'Vi side of things. They have a Furion who's trying to get a book, but he's still just stuck on a Staff of Wizardry. Havost is closing on a Blacking Bar, but still 1,000 off.
The Hand of Midas will help, but it's not going to get him there fully, not in time at least. With the bottom tower, that's actually going to help out. So there we go. That's going to be Havost.
Yeah, and it's very important that he also got the kill on the tower. That's going to put him very close to the BKB.
Yeah.
Going to have it before the next fight.
I'm wondering how helpful it's really going to be. Like, obviously, you can protect yourself from the Orca. There's a TP coming to the bottom lane, but it's going to be Sylar. While up on the top lane, Nyx Assassin goes inside a Vendetta.
Oh, Funnick actually called out the courier and killed it. It's very good game sense. They saw something being, like, they saw the Orchid being delivered to the Clinks probably in a creep wave, and then Funnick assumed where it would, like, the path it was going to go and at what time. It's a little
nice insight. Meanwhile, Dendy got to go down here on the top lane. Even he doesn't have 4-staff available. He's got Blink Dagger and he's getting close to the 4-staff, but now he's getting further away. While Puppey, there's a dire Observer Ward looking for him. If Clockwork has ulti, no, it's on cooldown. Super's trying to catch up to him with the Shadow Blade, but with a Dragon Form, there we go. Now he's got the range and the familiar damage and the Soul Assumption from Visage. We'll take that kill. BKB is up, but there's 2 heroes down right now for Na'Vi.
They have Aegis. They just popped the Dragon Form. They have a lot of damage, and they're in the base, and they have 20 seconds before Dendy is out. This could potentially be Raxus.
It could well be, man. That tower is just melting around VG right now. With the Prophet Ultimate's trying to push him back a little bit, but the Mech Charge pops off. A lot more life, and a Vorst pops the BKB. Call down as well. FY, no one. Actually, no, as Fenner as well as ROTK will get hit by that.
They still have half time on the Dragon Form. Are they going to go in?
I think so. The cooldown's down, so why not go high ground? The BKB still hasn't flown out for the Dragon Knight, even though he has purchased it. Obviously, no courier for another minute and a half makes life a little bit more difficult here. And it looks like, I think that was even English with get out. But this is an insanely rough position for Na'Vi. There's only 1 out of tower left. That's probably going to be the highest priority right now for VG.
Funnick didn't actually go for Necromancy. He went for the 4-staff, which is probably a wise choice against trying to escape the Clockwork and the Dragon Knight.
Yeah. Even the Clinks in a way.
Yeah.
Because you get to orchid it up, you need that extra space. That's why we saw Clink to start going Blink Daggers. This Clinks can afford one. Sylar's got 2.6k gold right now and walking over to the side shop. And what do we get? But Blink Dagger.
It's the Blinks.
Yeah. It's just the ability to chase down all the time. There's a Sentry Ward right now on the top lane, but as our wonderful friends over on Reddit were posting up, and some people also tweeted us as well, that Sentry Wards no longer reveal the smoked up units, even if there was that Observer Ward over on the side. And now that the smoke is gone, they pop up the dust. They do see Sylar a long way away. Familiars will drop down. VG, they want to fight this. They want to fight this. Sentry Ward's down from either side. Now the lasso, it actually got the Nyx Assassin before he was able to attack, and a Vorst pops the BKB. He's still being damaged down a hell of a lot by these Familiars. At the same time, Puppey found himself so deep in, and Clockwork jumps in. He managed to actually tag onto a Vorst and pick him off. There's a negative earn charge on Kuro. Rockets up, 2 seconds, 1 second. They need to get closer though, and they can't. Rockets fly down. Kuro, 79 life points he dropped down to. And he's got to get back to base. He's trying to hide in the tree line and TP out before the newest rocket will arrive.
And then they actually blinked back into the fight and took off the Aegis off of Sylar. So they got something out of it aside from just the Nyx. Wasn't too bad of a fight for them, actually. There's a Hood of Defiance up on the
Funnick's dead. TD Rune, that's 4 hits and a Breathe Fire to kill off the Nature's Prophet. And using the Shadow Blade, you just never see it coming. You're just getting close and you pound them down. The Aegis the Immortal, by the way, being reclaimed, being taken, it didn't really matter at the end of the day.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Because it's going to reset.
Then they blinked back in and took the Aegis off of Sylar.
Yeah.
In the fight.
Yeah, but it's like, it's going to be reclaimed anyway.
Yeah.
Like the time run Roshan is just... the level of risk probably not really 100% worth it. Dendy. More trouble. But there's a sentry ward down, so at least see Sylar coming down the mid, while Puppey and Kuro are going for a bit of a wander. I'm guessing this is a ward mission. I see Dust. Yeah, I see observers and sentries too. They're on the run out. They're trying to get these wards so aggressively deep inside of VG's lines.
And right now they desperately need farm on Havost. He's trying to get some farm on the top lane. They got Dendy smoking ahead of him. Dendy actually smoking in the middle of a creep wave. It was very interesting. And instantly they TP out. This is
like pure caution. They want to see if VG will make a mistake when they push in. That's what it comes down to. And if they're not going to push in, that's why the observer wards are now down. They're looking inside the dire side jungle to see if there's just one person that doesn't have enough life points to survive, that Wisp ulti can just bring in somebody and kill them off. That's the plan right now.
Dendy either misclicked or did a next level play where he takes the attention to top lane.
Vost walks in. RTK's got a hook shot. He doesn't have a clean line of hit. And now, okay, it went that away. The stumble hit on a Vost. Forced him away. Follow-up stun. He never got the BKB off.
He has buyback though, so even if they start pushing on middle lane, Dragon Knight used his BKB as well.
We see the reason why RTK is just so frivolous with his hook shots. With an Aghanim Scepter up on that clockwork already, he's going to be throwing these left, right, and center already. The blinking, whoa, that stun was a little bit off target. And RTK again runs into the back of his flying friends. This time it was the Visage. But there's two heroes on the sidelines now.
That's two sets of Rexes. There's no need for Havost to even buy back because Dendy is dead.
Yeah.
And they cannot fight without that bad rider. Even with the bad rider, I see them having a very hard time fighting this VG lineup.
They're just so tanky and so great at pushing out towers as well. And then initiation on top of all of that. Like the top tower is now fortified for the dire side. But this tier 3 tower, there's your hookshot down. Already lashed on Kuro. And Kuro gets Soul Assumption down very, very quickly as well. Puppey and Havost, they're trying to pick up ROTK. There's still 2k life points to try and get through. He pops up the one charge. The callout's in a really, really good position, slowing down almost all of VG, and they're trying to get in closer. There goes your Sprout up, and Havost, they'll at least get one as the Clockwork can put off the cogs, but at the same time, Dendy was in rather deep then. Gets nuked down by the 3 remaining heroes that went out through the hillside. While Fenrir, he actually picks up his familiar, so he's got the bonus damage again to ensure the kill.
Look at how low all of VG is. All of them on red HP. And they're sticking around.
Yep. Well, they just got a familiar stun over on a Voss. I think for a moment then, like, well, there's no Clockwork jump in, so their initiation's not that amazing.
I think they realized that if FY didn't have an Impale up and he didn't, there's no way they could actually initiate these fights.
Super's going to have to use Invis in a moment. And in fact, he turns into the dragon form, and they go on a Voss. Familiars are back in, and look at Sylar, right in the mix again. And look, the searing arrow damage is just destroying these squishy supports. It may even only take 2 hits right now from Sylar. Frostbite doesn't make it easy, but the familiar micro is coming absolutely amazingly out of Fenrir. Like, he's been perfect with that. Like the resummon timing for us here, the bonus damage coming back again, and then the follow-up on the stuns. Man, I'm loving this side. I'm loving this side.
It's beautiful play all around from the VG lineup. All of them. Even when RTK misses a hook shot, it's still beautiful because he sets up the rest for his team, allows them to shine.
Well, the hook shot when it came in fact, like backed up Havost for just a second, and then allowed like the rest of VG to catch up to it. So you are right. Like, it's like if he's fast enough to get away, he should be around here. If he stops to evade the hook shot, then he'll come in range of the DK, who now has a full AC up and running.
This is the mark of a true leader. You got to lead by example, and he's like, let's go initiate, let's go initiate. Oh, I missed mine. You guys, take over. Take it from here.
I believe in you. I believe in you. That middle lane. And with the Observer Ward down here too, yeah, there you go. First there's our Sentry Ward from Kuro. They had to realize that VG, we wanted to keep a very close tab on them. And now that Roshan's up and running as well, this is something which all the players will start to look towards. In fact, VG have already been looking there for about a minute or so, trying to wait for him to spawn up. And the Rockets try and scout out too, but Dendy's currently inside a smoke with Puppey. He's not alone, Kuro is there as well. And they came close enough to ROTK. Jump in by Dendy, Lasso. They just want to hold him there for a little bit, but then drag him down into the river. Hook shot away! Over towards the Visage, and they didn't get the kill. Prophet was thinking about T being down, but now the rest of the support's on the way. And remember Clockwork, it's nagging him Scepter ult. If he wasn't stunned up right now, he'd be hook-shotting straight back in there again. And DK, their sentry was, they can see him coming. Same with Sylar. There's a blink up, and he's going for a Voss. The BKB has popped up from him, and Wisp, he tried to actually pull him out, then it did not work. They can just wait for Kuro to come back again. Puppey has gone east. Are they waiting? Yeah, Super's coming back up again. Kuro's in a lot of trouble. The Prophet ulti just bounced off, but it's going to do minimal damage. Kuro is dead almost instantly. He tried to tether up the gyro and save him.
And there's free access to the top rackets. There's no tower to even delay the push of VG. And this is just a matter of time before Na'Vi taps out.
Yeah, they are really, like, I didn't want to bring this up, but now you can see a 25,000 experience and almost 20,000 worth of gold. And there it is. Horst will call it 33-10 VG. They played 2 of their games here in the group stage, and one looked just as easy as the other.
I dare say this one looked maybe even easier.
Yeah. They're playing amazing Dota, man. They're playing absolutely amazing Dota. Their coordination is right. Their lanes are almost perfect. They're playing with the big strengths as well. I'm not just saying like strength-style heroes. We're going with big, tanky, damage dealing. It's a blend of initiation coming from both invis as well as long-range hooking. You've then got the Visage, which is then adding in the extra stuns. You got the burst damage, which is coming out from the Searing Arrows, as well as the DK Breathe Fire. Then you got the initiation from the Nyx Assassin with his line stuns, which you got like that one in the middle lane. Like these combinations coming out from VG it was just spectacular Dota to watch.
It definitely wasn't. Again, we see Super in such an active role on the middle lane.
Yeah.
Like he gets his items real quick, but he also participates in most every kill that is being done by the VG lineup. He's so aggressive in his play, and he just pays off every time. We even saw it on the middle. He actually paid with his life, and it didn't sound as if RTK was pleased with it.
Mm-hmm.
But that just goes to show, like, he's going to get that kill.
Well, man, it's been great for VG. They qualify #1 through the group. So we know 100% that we have ourselves a matchup tomorrow. Alliance going up against VG. That's the first match and the single elimination match, which is also being played.
Alliance has a really, really good track record this year against Chinese teams.
That they do. But then again, they have really been, like, their performance has really been off. So you would have to give VG the advantage. Just from
definitely.
the performance coming out from this week, VG are looking very, very good for tomorrow's game.
In current form, I definitely give this to VG Gaming, but let's not count Na'Vi. Oh, sorry, Alliance out of the count. We can count Na'Vi out right now.
No, you can't count Na'Vi out right now because they've got one more game to play to see if they can get themselves through.
They're out against VG Gaming right now.
Yeah, they're out against VG Gaming at the moment. But for now, though, we do have our next game coming up, and that's going to be Na'Vi going up against Sigma.
So a rematch for Sigma. This is the first time today we actually see a rematch occurring, because in the Group B, we saw Fnatic beat StarTale into the loser bracket, and then it was actually Alliance who lost to Fnatic that then had to face StarTale and knock them out of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So in that group, everyone played everyone. In this group, we're not going to see Sigma play up against Vici Gaming, and it's going to mean goodbye to either Sigma or Na'Vi. What do you reckon is going to happen in this matchup? We've seen Sigma be able to overcome the great forces of Na'Vi earlier this week, a month or 2 weeks ago at MLG.
Yep.
Are they going to be able to bounce back from the loss they suffered earlier? Because it was quite a beating.
It was quite a beating, but at the same time, Na'Vi just got the same one. So I think both of them will be in the same mindset. Like I know, like Sigma had a good matchup against AAA, so they'll be coming in with like at least some lighthearted spirits. But it's also a very long match, so they might be feeling very drained here. And Na'Vi, like they're going to be on the other side of things, just going like that should have been ours. So yeah, either way, I think we're going to have ourselves some great Dota.
Yeah.
So let's go over to Zoe. She is standing there with the manager of VG.
Thank you very much, guys. I indeed have Hunter from VG Gaming joining me here. So you have been very confident in the interview I did with you a few hours back. I can't even remember when it was, but today, and apparently so for a good reason. And I just want to quickly ask, I mean, everyone knows that ROTK is really loud, but it really seemed like everyone was yelling around. What was going on? I mean, we obviously don't speak Chinese. What were they shouting about the whole time?
Yes, because so we are very tired now, but they want to speak louder. So they will feel very excited. So this is our tragedies.
All right, so can we expect them to get even louder tomorrow when it's about even more?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I expect everyone to hear that tomorrow then. So tomorrow you have potentially Alliance, which you're going up against, and Fnatic. You said you did prepare for Na'Vi. How does it look like with those other two teams? Are you prepared for those as well?
Yeah, of course. We come here just to want to beat Na'Vi, Fnatic, and Aliens. We want to get a champion, so we must win these teams. Yeah, we want him to confirm that we are one of the best team in the world. Yeah.
All right, we can't wait to see those games. So thanks a lot for showing us such great Dota. Pass it on to your team. Unfortunately, I still don't speak Chinese, but we can't wait to see those games, and you guys get some well-deserved rest now, and so will everyone else, as we do see the game between Na'Vi and Sigma tomorrow, as it's getting quite late. So tomorrow, please make sure to tune in once more when it's RaidCall EMS 1 Fall Finals here in Poland. Thanks a lot for joining us throughout the whole day. It's been a pleasure hosting this for you, and of course also a big thanks to the whole crew and to our lovely casters who have been sticking through those very tough, sometimes a bit longer stretches to fill in. So really great job to everyone, and thanks a lot for joining us. We're going to see you again tomorrow.